Hello and welcome back to the Sportplex International Arena here in Pierrefonds, Quebec for some more NHL Kids U18 December action. We go into the second round here as we see the Little Penguins are going to be taking on the Seals, who have both advanced from the first round now into the second. I'm Connor Tomty alongside Jared Lackman-Minkoff. Jared, what are you expecting in this matchup?
Well, the Seals are, they had a lot of emotions coming out of that three-game thriller against the Blues, while the Penguins made some pretty easy work of the Flyers, so I'm expecting the Seals to be a bit more intense here off the draw.
So right away, it was a shot on here by number 15 of the Seals. That's going to be Matis Uzunadam, who has been sensational throughout this tournament, and then even in the playoffs, it was almost gloved down here by Callan, who didn't know where it was. He had to squeeze the legs. Callan, number 40 in the goal for the Penguins. On the other side, we're going to have the other number 40. That's going to be Ethan Sensenig, the number 1 draft pick for the Seals, as it's turned over here. But Vlad Turianu had the puck, but it was still deemed offside.
Well, I had the pleasure of calling that second and third game between the Seals and the Blues, and Vlad Turianu beat the buzzer with 0.1 seconds left in overtime to send the Seals into this position, and so they're riding a high from that.
So it's going to be Corral. Tries to corral it off the boards. That's about the third time I've made that joke using Xavier Corral's name. As it's going to be taken back the other way, it's going to be number 28, who was a newer acquisition here by the Seals. That's Raph Chappelle. Oh, excuse me, this is Fournier, actually. Simon Fournier, who's had a sensational tournament. Blake Saraga's favorite player in this tournament as he howitzers one off a slap shot off a feed here by number 19. That there was Joey Rowe, but it's held on by Callan.
Yeah, Callan has had a very good tournament. He's kind of been overshadowed, I think, by some other goaltenders, but he's had an excellent tournament in his own right. He played game 1 against the Flyers, and that was a tight game. It was only a 2-0 win for the Penguins. He got the shutout in that one. So the Seals have another tough goalie ahead of them. So
Carreno tried to take it out of the zone here, but was taken right away by Uzunadam. Uzunadam, he's met by some Penguin sweaters who's going to fire it around the boards. In pursuit of it now is going to be number 9, that's Vincenzo Perello, but he's met by Ben Wong, and Wong's going to pick it up now. Ben Wong from his own end feeds it over to Carreno. Carreno tried to get around Raphael here. Raph Chappelle, excuse me. Ben Wong hit a stick and went high in the air. Settled down by Isaiah Oxford in the corner here. Going to be played forward by Chappelle. He's going to go over to Fournier instead. So Simon Fournier going to move it forward here to Uzunadam. Uzunadam tried to leave it over here for Perello, and it's kicked away. Now here come the Penguins trying to come back the other way, getting their skates under them. Carreno into the zone. Carreno fired on. It was a glove down here. Save made by Sensenig. It's going to be Fournier who picks it up in his own end. He's got William on him. Moves it forward here to Uzunadam. Uzunadam hasn't been off the ice yet. Tried to get around Hugo Lemelin. Nothing going here. Now here come the Penguins back the other way. It's William. William in on goal, trying to push the forehand, and it's save made by Sensenig, who had him all the way through.
Ethan Sensenig, the first overall pick in this draft, he actually was the one who got the shutout in Game 3 for the Seals against the Blues. We've seen him kind of split the net here with Zachary Klutze, but the Seals are doing something interesting here where they've kind of gone with him for the past couple of games, which isn't something they've done often in this tournament.
So Yannick Felisakis tried to hold it on off the draw, but it actually squirts out here. No way Vincent hits the ice, and it's an opportunity here for Mihai Fertila. Fertila had Perello with him, but good recovery here by Vincent and pushes him into the corner. The Penguins, do break it out, only for it to be chopped out by Chappelle, but William is going to pick it up between his legs. It would be a bit of an odd man rush. William over to Felisakis, had his pocket picked there. Good tie up here defensively. That was number 10, Turianu, who's been sensational, as we pointed out. He's going to take the feed now, only for it to be taken away by Morin and put up to Felisakis. Felisakis has a man with him, but a lot of green sweaters in his way. Going to try and move it over to Corral. He's interfered with here by, it's going to be Elie Villeneuve, the former Flyer. Disrupted that play. Settled down here by Sensenig on the dump in by William. Fournier, the extra move behind his net, gives it over to Villeneuve. Villeneuve's going to try and play it forward. They're going to actually reach here. And then Perello also along the boards trying to come into the play as Rowe fired one wide. Perello around the hash marks. Wong going to actually take it away from him, and Ben Wong plays it forward here. It's going to be Carreno. Carreno's got Corral with him. He leaves it for Wong. Ben Wong goes back over to Carreno. Carreno in the slot here. It's still loose for a minute, but it's going to be gloved down and finally covered up by Sensenig.
Well, that was the first real threat that either team has gotten in the crease. And you saw Ben Wong, as he's done so often in this tournament, just streaking right to the net. That's where he scores a lot of his goals. He's kind of gets down in those dirty areas for the Penguins. And he's created a lot of offense. He's been a problem for opposing defenders in that respect. And then that's going to be a problem here again for the Seals.
So the puck is dropped and one in control by the Seals. Fournier lost it briefly, but it's going to be shoveled forward here to Rowe. Row your boat as he's going down the corner here looking for the man. He's got a Rochambeau with his opposition here as it's played forward and almost held in at the line by Fournier, but he couldn't. And now it's going to be picked up here by Isaiah Oxford, who's got a lot of speed. He's going to go over here to Carreno. Ben Carreno, he's met by some green sweaters though, but Ben Wong helps him out. Wong trying to feed it across. Isaiah Oxford could not get the glove on it, or should I say the stick on it, excuse me, wrong sports. As now, speaking of glove, it is gloved down by Sensenig on the point shot by Hugo Lemelin, so a pause in the action.
Lemelin takes a lot of shots from the point. He's one of those defensemen in this tournament who's not afraid to create offense. We see some defensemen who kind of sit back and block shots, get in the passing lane and shooting lanes more often, but Lemelin has no problem jumping up himself and trying and actually putting the puck on net.
Bristol fighting for it here, Bristol William, I should say. Tries to play it around the boards. Morin sort of shoveled it high in the air instead of on the ice, and finally it is broken out by the Seals, but Hugo Lemelin's going to take it here on center ice. A player lost his stick, and had to wait to get onside was Rowe, still trying to push the puck forward. Morin's going to move it across now. Be Wang, who accidentally hit it into Uzunadam, who's going to pick it right up. Uzunadam from the corner, trying to shovel it around. Lemelin gets the interception off the boards. Lemelin going to feed it over to Felisakis. Yannick Felisakis now coming into the offensive zone with it. He's going to try and get to the center of the ice. Moves it over to Williams. Shoots. Save made here by Sensenig. It's going to be Chappelle who moves it away. Chappelle goes up with it to Rowe. The feed is a bit too long, and Lemelin's going to pick it up now. It's gloved down by Uzunadam. So a bit of tension on now, as it was an offside that was delayed and finally touched here by Uzunadam, and we'll get a pause in the action.
Well, Matsisi Uzunadam has made a living in this tournament about going north-south from his own end of the rink to the offensive zone, and he had a little bit of trouble with that against the Blues. He still made an impact, but he had to kind of adjust his game, and we're going to see if he can continue that here, because his real strength is kind of busting through defenders on the opposing team. Noé
Vincent trying to play the puck forward here. He finally successfully does, only for Fournier to try and that's Chappelle smacking it back his way. Noé Vincent, now he'll feed it over to Carreno. Carreno is in all alone with a bunch of sweaters in the way. He hits the side of the goal on the shot. Villeneuve picks his pocket, and he's going to try and take it back the other way. Elie Villeneuve hits off the skate here of Wong, and it's settled down by Vincent. We intercepted here by Mihai Fertila. Fertila right into the glove, though, of Kalen, and it's another pause in action.
None of the goalies have really been tested yet, as we've seen a lot of pretty much every shot that either goalie has faced has gone right to their crest or right in their glove or something. So I'd like to see these forwards get a little bit more creative with their shots.
So now it's in the dot. It's Fertila going against Ben Wong, and Wong will win it back. Hitting on the brakes is Carell. He's going to try and use the boards with it here. Oxford's going to play it forward to Wong. Ben Wong was a star of the match in last night's game against Toronto. He's upheld here. Villeneuve hits the ice, and they're going to call a stop and play as he's still down. He gets up to his feet, but just to make sure he's okay, they did stop it.
I thought there was going to be a penalty there on Villeneuve, as it looked like he kind of tripped up Benjamin Wong, but I don't think we're going to get a penalty call.
So it looks like he's okay. Referees, it's a scary scene whenever two guys go into the corner, especially with some skates flying up in the air. You want to make sure everybody's okay. A reminder that these are deadly blades on the end of these feet of all these players. An obvious statement here. As William now settles into the dot, he's going to go up against Fertila. Referee blows it in, and the puck is dropped. It's one back to the point, but it's a bit too strong here. Back to pursuit is Wang. Wang, he's got Tuturianu all over him. Going to be played forward by Felisakis over to William. William lost it, though. Fournier going to battle with him now for it. William gets to the puck first. Passed over to Morin. Tried to play it low to Lemelin, who had to pinch forward. Tuturianu loses his stick here. The Seals have dropped their sticks a couple times earlier on in this game. As a battle behind the net, and it's finally won here by the Seals. They'll get it back, trying to use the boards to play it out. And it goes towards center ice, and it's settled down by Wang. Sean Wang Plays it across. Yannick Felisakis will pick it up. Felisakis misses Morin, though. And it will be an icing called against the Penguins.
Seems like both of these teams are having some trouble finding their footing here. They're both coming off some exciting series victories. I'm sure they were probably excited, and maybe that's kind of worn off now, and they've gone into a bit of a lull, emotionally and physically perhaps. And so I think as this game goes on, hopefully they'll start to find their legs again and find their more creative plays.
So in the dot is going to be Tuturianu staring down William. Puck is dropped in one here by the Seals. Rowe is going to move it over to Fournier, who tries to play it on goal. That's going to be Uzunadam who picks it up. He plays it around the boards. Tuturianu can't get there first, but he's actually going to get there as the miscue by Felisakis. Bristol William at least gets it out here. Taken right back here by Uzunadam. Uzunadam over to Tuturianu, shoots it off a body. It doesn't make it to the goal. Rowe into the corner with it now. William plays it across here. It's going to be Morin with it now. He's past center ice. The feed hits a stick here. Looks like the Penguins are offside, so it gives us a chance here as Chappelle is going to connect it. It's going to be Uzunadam. Runs into many a player on the Penguins, though, and have fired around the boards. Carell after the puck, as he had Tuturianu in the mix as well. Or excuse me, that was number 19, Rowe. Felisakis settles it down here for the Penguins. He's going to move it over to William. William going to try and go in with it. He's going to try and streak it towards the goal. Hits the brakes, though. It turns away. William still has the puck on his stick somehow, and finally disrupted here by the Seals, and they will try and get out of the zone. They will. Uzunadam tried to make the extra move, and he was upheld here by Morin. Morin takes the puck now into the offensive zone, tries to make the extra move. William whacks at it. The Seals trying to get it out desperately. Felisakis gets it on his stick, and it's taken right back here by Uzunadam, who's going to move it forward to Rowe. Rowe past center and ice, and now into the offensive zone. He got Uzunadam streaking in. He runs into a player. Still has it loose on his stick. That's high here. Tried to go blocker side was Rowe, and finally touched by the Penguins. So we're going to have a cross-checking penalty, and the Seals will go on the man advantage.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's getting called here, but regardless, we know the Seals have a very dangerous power play with, their three offensive weapons, Mathis Uzunadam, Simon Fournier, and Vlad Tuturianu, always pretty much playing the entire 2 minutes. And it's actually going to be Yannick Felisakis, the captain, who gets called for the penalty, as the Seals will head to the power play. Just under 2 minutes left here, so there could be a bit of layover into the second period.
As in the dot, we're going to get Mihai Fratilla up against Carreno. The puck is dropped and one here. As now it's going to be Wong who actually plays it out from his own end. So this will help the Penguins a little bit. Carreno was offside here as Wong looked to feed him, but he had to turn away, so the Seals do pick it back up. It's going to be Fournier with Wong breathing down his neck. Tries to play it forward, but Lemalin's going to get in the mix here. Hugo Lemalin's just going to dump it down the ice. Bouncing puck. Sensenig holds on to that one. Ethan Sensenig, he's going to leave it here to Elie Villeneuve. Villeneuve's going to play it across the ice now. And it's picked up by Fratilla. Mihai Fratilla tried to go from the backhand and try and play it out in front. He almost falls himself there as he hit a bad patch of ice, apparently. Wong will pick it up from the Penguins. He's going to just dump it down the ice, too. Settled down by Sensenig for his defenseman here, Fournier. Fournier with a man all over him. Simon Fournier trying to go with it, trying to go coast to coast. He's getting around Wong, and now he's got to get through Lemelin, but he's going to be offside as he almost gets upheld here by the referee. Wang. He plays it forward. He's going to miss everybody, so it's going to be another dump in here with 45 seconds left in the first period. Still a 0-0 hockey game. We haven't seen too much high-paced offense that we were expecting in this matchup. As it's going to be Fratilla who takes it past the center ice now into the offensive zone. Mihai Fratilla trying to center in a front. No one's home. Villeneuve can't hold the line. So it's going to be Fournier who comes back to play it. He's got Carreno coming on him. Fournier plays it over here. It's going to be held here by Tuturianu. Vlad Tuturianu tried to play it forward himself here, but Lemelin going to get in the mix. 16 seconds left in the period. Played down the ice once again. Sensenig will come out and play it. He's going to settle it down with less than 10 seconds now. So not much of a rush going to help here for the Seals as it's almost picked off around center ice, and that's going to do it for the opening frame. So still 0-0. Not a lot of shots we're seeing so far, Jared. Not what we were expected coming into this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams, we know they play with high-octane offense, north-south play. They get a lot of chances off the rush. And it feels like they're both kind of feeling each other out. They, like we said before, might be in a bit of an emotional lull after coming off their series victories. So perhaps as it goes on and even into the next game, we'll see the offense pick up a little bit. But there hasn't been, like you said, it's been kind of sloppy play, a lot of icing calls with missed passes, and we're used to seeing both these teams kind of connect on those passes and come in with, a lot of breakaways even. We've seen both these teams get a lot of breakaways, and they often result in goals. Matsisu Zunadam, I'm still kind of waiting to see him break out in terms of his north-south play. And so I think both these teams, even Yannick Felisakis, I don't know if we said his name that much at all in that first period.
Not except for the penalty there, Jared.
Yeah, he didn't touch the puck very much. So I think both these teams are kind of slow going, and I expect them to pick it up here in the second period.
So we're looking at the face-off now, as both teams are going to try and set up. Both these teams have played a lengthy tournament now into the playoffs, so fatigue, definitely something they have to battle on top of just elimination. As a slower-paced game one here, looking for the opening score still as the referee calls it in. It's going to be Tuturiano against William, and William held the draw here, and it will be taken by Morin in the end of the Penguins. Edouard Morin. He's going to dump it down and kill the remaining time in the Carreno penalty here, or the Felisakis penalty, excuse me, who joins the fray now as it's picked up by Fournier, who goes across the row. Or excuse me, that was Uzunadam. Noé Vincent will pick it up really quickly. Picked up by Felisakis now, the captain for the Penguins. Played it over to William. William looking for someone to pass to or some space to create something. Moves it on over to Carrel. Carrel between the legs. Nice little move here by Xavier Carrel. Going to go right down low here to Felisakis behind the goal. Felisakis going to turn around. Tried to shoot it on. Lost possession of it. He's going to try this all again. Wraps it around in front. He messes up the shot again. Yannick Felisakis now around. Morin can't handle the pass, so it's picked up here by Tuturiano of the Seals as a tire is blown, and that is Morin. Tuturiano, he looked to go across here to row, but he'll take it into the offensive end instead. A shot on, and it's gloved here by Kalen, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Well, that was a great cycle in the offensive zone by the Penguins. Felisakis, when he gets the puck on his stick, that's when he's at his best. There are a lot of players in this tournament who kind of do their best work without the puck, whether it's positioning or defensive play or just making passes and creating lanes that way. But Felisakis, we know he's a shooter. He's a lethal goal scorer. He's always a threat with the puck on his stick.
So it's picking up here by Wang. On Wang using the boards here. He does get it over to Carreno. Carreno going to get the feed here to Oxford. Isaiah Oxford does pick it up in the end now. Isaiah Oxford behind the goal. He's got some speedy legs, and they look to be the most rejuvenated out of anybody here on the ice so far. Is Oxford's big speedy legs here coming in to help him out as Rowe is going to take it for the Seals. Passes the center of the ice, but he couldn't connect, and Rowe will take it right back here for the Seals in the end. In the offensive end, excuse me. Rowe, he's pinched along the boards by Wong, and it will be freed here by the Penguins, but held in the line by Villeneuve, only to be dispelled here and over to Carreno, who's moving into the offensive zone. Villeneuve will come into the mix here and get it away. Played forward by Tuturiano, only to be taken up here by Sean Wang. Wang, he'll move into the offensive zone. Hits the brakes, though, and tries to center it into the middle. Villeneuve gets in the way, though, and intercepts. So it's picked up by Uzunadam. Uzunadam tried to get it over to Rowe. It's over a stick, and it was a delayed icing, but it's going to be actually played by Kalen forward. Picked up by Raphael Chappelle. Chappelle almost hits Rowe coming out of the zone. It would have been offside if that were the case. And it will be picked up by Sean Wang. Wang, he's going to move it over to Wong, but he couldn't handle the pass, so it's going to be an icing, and it will be blown and will go all the way back to the Penguins' end.
Well, it's almost as if the Penguins just went right back to where they were in the first period. They had that great shift in the offensive zone earlier, and right after this, even the Seals, both teams kind of reverted back to this sort of sloppy play, low-event hockey that we saw in the first period. So it looks like they're picking up their legs a little bit. I just think they need to kind of get their heads in the game a bit more.
So in the draw is won here by the Seals. Fournier, as now it's going to be Felisakis who actually tips it around him. Felisakis now trying to rein in on goal. Good play made here by Fournier, and he slides into his own goaltender, and the net comes off. So making sure everybody's okay first. Sensenig, that could be a very scary play, as we saw the other night with Chris Zagara of the Maple Leafs. Got a player who came in streaming on goal, and he almost tore his quad muscle, I believe.
Yeah, just like you said, I always kind of cringe when I see that, when I see a player slide into the goalie, whether it's his own player or a player on the opposing team, because that really hurts for the goaltender. It doesn't seem like it if you're an observer like we are, but that whoever it is coming in really hot, and Yannick Felisakis was coming in hot, and so Simon Fournier had to kind of match his speed to meet him there. Luckily, it was, I believe, Fournier's kind of entire body that slid into Sensenig instead of just his skate blade, as we've seen sometimes, which usually causes the worst injuries.
So William in the dot here. He's against Fertilla. It was briefly taken here by Felisakis and then now taken back the other way by the Seals here. It's Perello into the offensive zone. Glove down here by Noe Vincent. And then Uzunadam's going to take it right back. And we're going to get a call here. Is it going to be a hook? It is a hooking call. But I'm curious, is it against Perello or is it against Uzunadam? I believe it's Uzunadam who's going to the box.
Yeah, that was how he got possession of that puck, I believe, because you saw him cycling there in the high slot. And that hook, he's not doing his team any favors there. I mean, obviously he wants to take the puck away, but Matsis Uzunadam seems a bit off to me so far in this game. He's not looking like his usual self.
As in the dot, we're going to get Noe Vincent on the draw. He's going to go against Fertilla. And a delay here. The suspense was killing me for a second. Now it is finally dropped. Felisakis going to take it off the draw here for the Penguins. He got Fournier all over him. Those two have been battling as of late. William takes it along the point. William goes across now with it. Settled down by Morin, who tried to get it forward to Felisakis. Couldn't tip it home as it misses. In the mix now is William. And it is going to be out of the zone here thanks to Perello. It's going to be Carell who picks it up for the Penguins, but they need to get onside, so they'll reset here. William goes to the forehand now, past center ice, now into the offensive zone. William protects the puck incredibly well with a lot of speed. He can get you from end to end really quickly and undress your whole team. But right here, dealing with Simon Fournier, who's probably one of the best, if not the best defender in the tournament. Fournier, he's going to try what William just tried to attempt. He gets around Vincent, but not before it's disrupted and into the corner. So the nice little move by Fournier, go to the backhand, rifles one, shoots, scores! Simon Fournier beat everyone, fooled me and fooled Kalen, so he'll open the scoring here. It's 1-0 for the Seals.
Wow, well that just creating something out of nothing. That's what skilled players do. Fantastic move around two different Penguins players, and he beats Marcel Callan with the backhand. That's just an elite level play from Simon Fournier, and it started with a rush up the ice from him as well, so he's just doing it all himself on that play.
Settling into the dot here is going to be Ben Wong. He'll go against Tuturiano. Still a minute and 5 seconds left to the penalty to Uzunadam. But his team does get the shorthanded goal to open up the scoring as Lemelin takes it here. Hugo Lemelin. We talk about hang of the cage. Hugo Lemelin is the epitome of it, as it looks like he's never really strapped up. It sort of just flops in front of his face, which is not too much of in the way because he's quite the puck possessor, if you will, as he plays it across here to Oxford in the offensive end. Oxford now he'll pinch and battle for it with Chappelle along the boards. Picked up by Wong, tried to center it over here. Lemelin will take the pass as it misfired. It was into the center of the ice here. A lot of bodies in the way, but it is defensively played here by the Seals. Now a battle for it along these boards, the far boards now. It was Carreno who had a man pinched along the boards. It does finally come free and be taken up by Vlad Tutorianu. Uses the boards here, but Lemelin holds the line. Tries to go behind his back, and he does. Feeds it over to Carreno. Back to Lemelin. Still battling for it is Villeneuve. Lemelin shoves him off of him. Lemelin going to walk in, shoot. Glove down, and now held on by Sensenig.
That was some great play at the blue line by Hugo Lemelin. I mean, just the defensive awareness for him to know that he's right up against the blue line and he's got a defender on him. Put it back behind his back and off the boards and then created more space. That's what these elite defenders can do, like we saw with Simon Fournier. Creating space on your own is so huge in the grand scheme of a hockey game.
So 5:06 left in the second period. 5 seconds left in the penalty to Uzunadam. In the faceoff dot, we have number 10. That's going to be Tuturianu going against William. And its draw was held here by the Penguins briefly. Felisakis in the mix and is taken away by him. You're going to have Tuturianu over to his offensive partner here out of the box. It's Uzunadam. Uzunadam trying to cut to the center of the ice, but he's behind the net now. Uzunadam plays it down low to Fournier, who has the goal in this matchup. Fournier cuts to the middle of the ice. Somehow still has the puck on his stick. Shoots, fires wide of the mark. Rowe will pick it up. Assistant captain here for the Seals plays it down the boards. Going to be Tutorianu who picks it up here along the goal line. Tutorianu. He's swarmed by William. who pinched him along the boards. Uzunadam with the nice moves. He's going to put it to the point. It's a bad bounce here, but Fournier will come take it for his partner Chappelle instead. Fournier, he'll get around Morin. Fournier now around William. Simon Fournier already has one so far. He couldn't handle the puck himself right there. Turns it around. It hits a body and actually hit the stick here at Felisakis, who's going to come back the other way with it for the Penguins. Feed pass over here to William. Let's see what he can do with it. Goes to the forehand, scores! Tie game just like that. Felisakis to William. Goes to the forehand off the poke check attempt here by Sensenig, and it's 1-1 just like that.
Yeah, and that's more of the transition play we're used to seeing from the Penguins. You see Felisakis took the puck along the boards and immediately was looking up ice for a breakout pass. Perfect pass for William and a beautiful move on Sensenig. Sensenig did all he could there, as you said, even attempted the poke check, but William was alert to that and just roofed it.
So settling now into the face-off draws. It's a brand new hockey game with 4:05 left to play. Wong will win it back here for the Penguins, and Lemelin will pick it up. Lemelin is going to feed it now over to Carreno. Carreno, who has the assist on that goal. Or excuse me, he doesn't. That was Felisakis. 91 and 31 look very similar with helmets on, in my opinion, on the Penguins. That's why I get the two confused so much. So apologies to both of them. They're both exceptional players as Rowe has it over for the Seals. He's just undressing anybody. Now 3 Penguins have to take it off of him, and it's Wong back the other way. Ben Wong tries to play it down to the forehand, plays it over to Carreno. Rebound, Carreno backhands it. Another save made, a third save, a fourth save now by Sensenig. Somehow kept it out. Rowe will pick it up around the corner now. He'll play it around the boards. Villeneuve will go after it. He'll be stick lifted here as Lemelin tried to pinch. Villeneuve will finally get it out here. It's going to be Uzunadam, who's got Wong on him and Wang in the mix. Uzunadam to the backhand, goes between the legs, and it's a save made here by Kalen. Villeneuve holds it along the point. He's going to move it right over to Fournier. Fournier with Carreno draped all over him. Fournier goes right on over to Villeneuve. Villeneuve, high shot here, glove down by Kalen.
Well, this is more of what I like to see. We got some excellent back-and-forth hockey here. Matsius Uzunadam, fantastic, just the ability to think that way and to make moves in basically a split second and then put a backhand shot on Callan. That's great rush by him. Another great rush by the Penguins before that. And so this one's turning into a good one.
William back in the dot against Turiano. These two have faced off in the face-off dot frequently in this matchup as William will put it forward now. Morin going to take it past center ice. He's going to dump it forward, but Villeneuve puts a stick on it. Now to Turiano, trying to come back the other way, getting around Carell. He stood up at the line. It would be offside if they had possession of the puck, but the Seals don't. Felisakis couldn't handle the feed initially, and now it's played forward by Morin. The other number 11 on the Seals gets in the mix. That's Mihai Fertila. Along the hash marks here, now pinching along the boards. So we're trying to get it loose, and it finally does come there. Elie Villeneuve will pick it up with 2:40 left in the second period. Elie Villeneuve hits off the stick here of Perello and goes all the way down to the other end. So Carell plays it around the boards to Noé Vincent. Vincent tries to play it forward now. Villeneuve holds at the line. No, he doesn't, so it will be an offside call.
Villeneuve a little frustrated after that one, but that puck did come out. But regardless, great awareness by Elie Villeneuve in the neutral zone. We've seen him do that a lot. He's been a sneaky good defender. He doesn't get the attention that the other top defenders do in this tournament, but he's had a sneaky, solid tournament. He's made some great plays. His offensive activation is very good, and as you saw there, neutral zone awareness is also one of his biggest strengths.
So the puck now won back by the Seals. Chappelle moves it right over to Fournier. Fournier had the first goal in this matchup, which, as Jerry pointed out, was doing something out of nothing. Well, a bit more eloquent than I put it there, as now into the zone come the Seals. Try to feed it across, and Carell will come back and feed it here. Carell hits the brakes and gets that around his man. Can't be handled here by Morin, and past center ice now. Fournier in the mix, somehow has his stick tied up now. Felisakis into the fray. Finally, it bounces here to Turtorianu, who goes off the back of a Penguins player. William couldn't hold on to that one as it was slashed away. William now with the puck on his stick. He's going to move it on over to Wong. Wong's going to walk in here, sort of all alone though, not assisted. Wong shoots, scores! Wow! Benjamin Wong moves to the center of the ice and goes blocker side on Sensenig, and it's 2-1 for the Penguins.
That was a great job by Wong. He cut through the middle, and the ability to cut to the middle of the ice like that is very impressive. But I think Ethan Sensenig is going to want this one back. It wasn't a particularly hard shot. It wasn't placed necessarily in a specific spot of the net. It just kind of went under his arm, and that's a big one for the Penguins late in the second period. I think Sensenig is going to want to have that one back.
So the puck is played back here off the draw, but it was pushed forward by Fournier. Held on now along the boards. The Penguins now in pursuit of it. Battle for it here, but the Penguins do come up with it. Wong with the spin move. There was a player who lost his stick. I think it was Felisakis. No, that was going to be Oxford who hit the ice. The Penguin supporters looking for a call there as Rowe comes back the other way with it off a skate, and Fournier's going to pick it up for the Seals. Fournier trying to split the D with it. Carreno going to pick it up now for the Penguins. He hits the break so he can reset. Carreno gets around Rowe. Carreno moves it on over now to Wong, who goes right back to Carreno. He's upheld here by Uzunadam, who's going to take the puck right back. Uzunadam has some support, but he's draped all over by Lemelin. Uzunadam uses it off the boards here to go to Villeneuve. Tries to play it to the forehand. It's Isaiah Oxford now going to come back the other way from the Penguins. Penguins going to move it on over now to Carreno. Carreno in the offensive end goes to glove side. It looked like it touched off of Senseneg for a second, and it was into the corner. 35 seconds left in the second period. Picked up by Uzunadam. They're going to go for another rush here back with dying moments here. Uzunadam to the backhand, still has it on his stick. Callan make the save and finally covers it up.
Another nice rush by Uzunadam. We see sometimes it happens where a player tries to do too much on their own and it ends up being to the detriment of their team. But the amazing thing about Matsisi Uzunadam is that's never the case. You see, he always knows when to pass it off to a teammate or when to try and take it himself and basically create a scoring chance on his own. And it almost always results in something positive for his team. So that's an incredible skill of his.
So the Seals lose it off the draw here as Carell's going to play the puck forward. Felisakis is going to take it now. Yannick Felisakis is blocked down by Fournier. Simon Fournier, who's just been very good for the Seals team, not just during the tournament, but especially in this game. Carell had it taken away by Rowe. As that's going to do it here. The buzzer sounds. The Seals not enough time to come back in transition. So a 2-1 lead here thanks to the shot and the goal by Wong. Jared, what's your assessment heading into the second intermission?
Well, that was much more of what I'm used to seeing from these two teams. The first period was very low event, almost a boring period that you like to see as a coach, but not necessarily as an observer of the sport. That second period was much more high-octane offense, more entertaining. We saw the goalies getting involved as they were facing more dangerous shots. Ethan Senseneg with a few nice saves, Marcel Callan with some great saves of his own. And we see the big boys on both of these teams starting to get it going a bit more. Felisakis made an excellent breakout pass to Don William on the Penguins' first goal, and you see Matsisi Uzunadam starting to create more on his own, and Simon Fournier scoring a goal as well for the Seals. We have yet to see much of Vlan Turturianu, though, after scoring that massive overtime goal in Game 3 against the Blues. So I think the Seals still have more that they can show.
So now settling into the dot, there's going to be Fertilla. He's going to go up against William. As only one referee is on the ice right now. The other one is in the penalty box. Doesn't he know he doesn't need to give himself penalties? As he closes the door, there was an issue with it. And finally he does. So play will resume here with 10 minutes to go in the time now. Third period action. Puck is dropped and won here by the Penguins, who are still holding on to that 1-goal lead thanks to Wong. Felisakis dangles in a phone booth, moves it over to William, who tries to move it over to Morin. He has to settle it down first. And while Morin has to hit the brakes. Played into the corner now to Felisakis. Felisakis gets around Chappelle. Tries to center it in front, but nobody's there as it's taken away by the Seals. Going to be now played up the ice by Fertilla. He got Felisakis on him. Fertilla kind of shoved Felisakis off of him as William going to come back the other way. He's got Morin with him. He's going to feed it over to Morin. Morin, the right-handed shot. Stick is lifted here by Fournier. And Fournier's going to take the puck up the ice and now back the other way. Simon Fournier with a bunch of speed. Still has it on his hand. Goes to the forehand. Nice save made here by Callan. Sticks out the left leg and denies Fournier of his second goal of the match. Moving it forward now. Couturier is going to flick it into the zone. Noé Vincent's going to leave it for Callan, who's going to look it into the glove and hold on to it with 9:01 left in the third period.
Well, even though the Seals are losing this game, I think it's pretty clear that Simon Fournier has made the biggest impact on this game for either team. That was another sensational rush by him. And it's almost as if he just chooses that he's going to go to the net and get a great scoring chance. He dangles through 3 Penguins like it's nothing. Just unbelievable show of skill from him.
So now the puck is going to be won here and controlled by the Penguins. They both teams sort of swat at it between Wong and I believe that was Tortoriano actually in the mix as Lemelin fires it around the board to Carreno, who's going to go right up with it. Wang can't handle the pass though. Simon Fournier takes it away from him. Just some nifty skating right now. He's going to play the puck finally over. Pirello misses it here. Going to be played now up the ice to Tortoriano, who can't hold on to it. Wong going to pick it up. Going to go between the legs even of Oxford now and all the way down to no icing called. Sensenay going to settle it down. Fournier picks it up. Fournier gets around Carreno. Fournier really epitomizing, never let them know your next move as Pirello moves it on over to number 11. That's Fertilla. Fertilla looking to make something happen in tight. Callan just knocks the puck away, and Lemelin will pick it up here by the Penguins. Hugo Lemelin trying to get around the opposition. He had Oxford, his teammate, in his way. Pirello going to pick it up now. Plays it forward to Turian, who can't get there. Oxford going to try again. Fertilla in the mix too. Pirello settles it down the corner, knocked away by Wong. A battle for it, and Wong comes up for it. Wong. He has Oxford and he has Carreno. He misses Carreno, so now it's going to be Chappelle back to retrieve it for the Seals. Raph Chappelle backhands it towards Pirello, who settles it down around the boards. Pirello going to just dump it in past center ice so they can go for a change. Callan will settle it down behind the net, and Noé Vincent picks it up now for the Penguins. Played off the boards, left there, but Uzunadam's going to pick it in. Uzunadam moves it right on over now. Rowe has it for the Seals. He's going to hit Villeneuve with it. Elvie Villeneuve leaves it down to Uzunadam, who flicks it forward. Villeneuve centers it out in front. No one's home, so it's picked up by Morin, who's going to stretch feed it to Felisakis. He's going to beat Chappelle to it. Felisakis moves in. Backhand just misses the net. Sensenig has to close the gap, and it looked like there was still a wide open cage. As there was a battle, and the Seals come up with it. Turian, who can't hold on to it for a brief second, and now he does get it back. Morin picks his pocket, though, as he was covered and absolutely swarmed by him and Bristol. William. Turian, who tried to play it forward. Rowe will pick it up instead. Over to Uzunadam, walking in tights. Goes off the chest or the shoulder here of Callan behind the net. Picked up and retrieved here by the Penguins. Noé Vincent fakes a pass and goes into the offensive zone. It's taken away briefly by Rowe, and now he gets it right back to Vincent. Vincent down low to William, knocked away by the Seals. Rowe will pick it up. He'll go to the backhand and get it out of the zone, and now around center ice as it's finally retrieved again by the Penguins, who gave Rowe some trouble. Picked up here by Morin into the offensive zone. Edouard Morin gets between the legs and then loses the puck there to Uzunadam. So Uzunadam past center ice. Here's a decent rush looking and developing here for the Seals. They're trying to set up in the offensive zone. It's finally pitched back to Rowe and taken away by him by William. William has Oxford to his right, and he's got Wang to his left. William tries to head in on goal. Wang was right there. He almost had the wide open cage, but he couldn't control the shot enough as it's picked up again by Fertilla. Fertilla into the zone. Glove down by Callan, so we'll finally get a stop with 5:40 left to go in the third period.
Well, that was almost an open net there for Sean Wang and the Penguins just there. And I really like Don William on that play. As he was skating through the corner, he was very nonchalant. He didn't look that excited or didn't look like he was putting in much energy at all. And I think that kind of fooled Ethan Sensenig as he slid across, kind of surprised when that pass came.
So Wong battling for it with it behind the net. Wong finally is going to be run into by Pirello. Still has the puck on his stick somehow. Benjamin Wong. He was chased down by Fertilla, and Oxford's going to have to play it forward, but not before Fournier gets there. Simon Fournier, or Simon Fournier, excuse me, plays it forward, and Lemelin will now take it. Lemelin from his own end. Fakes like he's going one way, and now comes past center ice to Hugo Lemelin. Deceptively quick, actually, and able to create a lot of space. Hits the brakes really well. Hugo Lemelin has it taken away by Fournier. Simon Fournier plays it off the board somehow, and Pirello is going to pick it up now. Pirello has it now to Fournier, who picks it up. Simon Fournier tried to go into between the ice now, in between defenders, excuse me, and Lemelin picked it right back up. And it's going to be shoveled forward here now to Carreno. Carreno's got Oxford joining the mix. He's going to go pad side, and it's a save made by Sensenig and kicked away. Chappelle picks it up for the Seals. He's going to move it right over to Rowe. 4:30 left in the third period. Rowe walks into the offensive zone. Going to try and go to the center of the ice, but Wong interferes with that one. Picked up now by Chappelle. He's going to move it on over to Pirello. Pirello tries to center it, but it's intercepted by Wong. Wong, he's going to play it over to Carreno now. Benjamin Carreno. Puck on his stick. Carreno tried to go in on goal. Sensenig's just going to stick his toe out and almost take it away, and just take it away from Carreno and then cover it up.
It was a good decision by Sensenig to kind of slow this game down and allow the Seals to unwind for a few seconds and refocus, because the Penguins' offensive rushes have become very dangerous. They're getting a high-quality scoring chance every time they're into the Seals zone practically. So I like that decision from Sensenig. Even though he had teammates around him, he could have made the pass.
As the puck is dropped now, and it's controlled by Felisakis. The shot, and it goes off the pads here. And now another shot from the point by Carell, but it's going to be easy gloved down by Sensenig, so we'll do it all again.
I think the Seals are getting a little too antsy when they see the puck. A few of them are kind of going after the puck carrier, and they're maybe getting out of formation there, which is why the Penguins had an easy job there of getting that puck back on net.
Penguins win the draw again. Felisakis will get it right back. Tried to feed it over to William, but he couldn't handle onto it. Tuturianu sort of messes up the pass there, so he'll retrieve it himself. Felisakis takes it away from him. Felisakis right over to Bristol. The time is not starting, so it will be an icing call. And we're going to tick down 2 seconds, so 3:59 left to play in the third period. A miscue there by the scorekeeper, but we'll go all the way back to the Penguins' end.
Yeah. I thought that play wasn't super long. It was maybe 10 or 15 seconds, so no harm, no foul there. But the Seals need to take advantage here. They need to start tilting the ice a bit more. They're still down by a goal, and time is starting to run out.
So the Seals win the draw now in the offensive zone. Villeneuve tried to play it forwards off the stick of Morin, but it's kept in here by some good effort. A check here. Villeneuve lost it for a second with Morin. Finally, he does clear the zone. Chappelle will pick it up, though. He tries to move it on over to Uzunadam. Then there's a battle for it along the boards here. Morin in the mix. So is Tuturianu, who fires it around. And it'll be picked up by Chappelle here. Chappelle, he's going to move it on over to Fertilla. He's going to hit Perello, or excuse me, that's Villeneuve. Villeneuve goes on over to Tuturianu. But Tuturianu going to try and fire it on goal, so it's going to just be patted away here by Callan. Tuturianu picks it right back in the corner. Tuturianu trying to get something going here. Goes behind the net. The extra nifty move had Callan foiled, but he couldn't hold on to it. Going to be an icing called as it was just dumped down here by the Penguins' Carell. So we'll just go back to the Penguins' end and start the puck drop again.
Well, this is exactly what the Seals want. They're starting to gather the momentum. You can tell when the Penguins have the puck, they're starting to panic a little bit, as that's the second icing call we've seen in short order here against them. So I think the Seals, they're almost there. They're getting good time in the offensive zone. They just need to translate it into scoring chances.
Picked up here by Wang. He's going to use the boards. And it's another icing that's delayed, and sure enough, he's going to be called. So 2:51 left to play in the third period. 2-1 lead for the Penguins. Sensenig's going to come out of his crease a little bit. You have to assume that with the faceoff being dropped here, he might be called to the bench if they do win the draw, the Seals do. As he's got the Ken Dryden stance right now. And the puck is not initially won by the Seals, but now they do try and get it back. Still undecided is Sensenig. He's not going to leave, and now it is picked up here. It's a battle for it along the boards by Rowe. Rowe's going to move it on over for Fournier. Hits a stick and almost goes off the skate of Uzunadam and in the back of the net, but it goes wide here. Uzunadam is going to pick it up, however, for the Seals. He's going to play it right back to Fournier. Fournier tries it again. Now it hits the skates here of Wong. The rebound attempt here by Villeneuve, and it doesn't go towards the goal. Lemelin, he's going to get the stretch feed here. Carreno's going to take the puck. Carreno, he's got Fournier on him. Carreno still has the puck on his stick. Ben Carreno, and it's taken away by Fournier. Fournier, he's got some assistance at Uzunadam, but he's got to deal with Lemelin. Going to turn. Go behind the net with it now. It's Uzunadam. The puck gets under his stick here on the pass, so it's going to be taken by Carreno off the miscue. Going to move it over to Wang. Wang tries to cut to the center of the ice now. Sean Wang has to hit the brakes here for a brief moment. He's dealing with Fournier, who just picks his pocket. Fournier's going to move it on over to Uzunadam. Rose trying to split the D. Lemelin gets his stick in the mix. The Seals are offside here. Lemelin has a chance here to pass it on over. Thankfully, Morin takes it up off the break change. So it's going to be Morin. Morin looking for a man to either pass to. He misses the shot here, or he misses the pass here wide. So Wong going to move it over to Vincent, who goes on low to Felisakis, who plays it over to Morin. Edouard Morin trying to see if he can find somebody. He hits the stick of Chappelle, and Fournier is going to pick it up here for the Seals. Got to play it over to Perello. Vincent picks it up instead. Noé Vincent with less than a minute now left. Felisakis is going to get pinched along the boards here. Sticks in the mix of it here. And now there we go. Finally, Rowe's going to come back as Sensening's going to head to the bench. A player on the Seals loses his stick, however. And so Vincent's going to get it with 40 seconds left. The Penguins pick it up. Trying to play some defense are the Seals as it's shot down very quickly by William. And then Chappelle plays it over to Fournier. But it looks like Perello was still offside, so that will be the call with 30.7 seconds left in game 1.
Yeah, that was a bit lackadaisical from Vincenzo Perello. I think he should have recognized Seals are going to call a timeout here, actually. But Vincenzo Perello, I think that one's going to be a bit tough for the Seals because they were about to come in on an offensive rush, and with only 30 seconds left, now it's going to be tough, especially with a face-off outside the zone and no more goalie. So we have a timeout here by the Seals to try and draw something up.
What do you think the explanation or the game plan is for the Seals? Which weapon do you go to out of the assortment that you have?
Yeah, that's the great thing is that they have a plethora of options, really. They have 3 guys on the ice right now who are capable of making plays all by themselves. That's Taturianu, Uzunadam, and Fournier. So honestly, the Penguins don't really know what to expect, and that kind of plays to the Seals' advantage. And, you know, they don't have a lot of time, but hopefully it'll work out for them.
So now with the setup around neutral zone, Felisakis going to go into the faceoff dot against number 10, Taturianu of the Seals. Now it says 32 seconds are going to be put on the scoreboard here as Fournier gets it off the draw. 6 against 5 here. Empty net for the Seals. Going to be a shot on, but Rowe actually couldn't get it to the middle of the net here as it hit a body. Played behind the net here by Perello. Perello wrapping around. Noé Vincent gets his stick in the way. Perello plans to play it down low. Rowe behind the net. Vincent gets in the way on the back of the net, and he gets sort of paused here, still fighting for it. That's going to kill a lot of time, and finally it's sent down here off a stick, though, so it's going to be no icing, and that's going to do it for game 1, as thanks for the deciding goal by Benjamin Wong, the Penguins take it by a score of 2-1.
Yeah, I don't think either team necessarily played a great game. As we said, there was a lot of sloppiness coming off both of their series victories in the first round. But the Penguins, I think, deserved it. They were the slightly better team. I don't think either team was necessarily spectacular in this game. But the Penguins were the better of the 2 teams. The Seals just had trouble kind of playing as a cohesive unit more on offense. You know, we saw Mathis Zunadam create some plays on his own, but that's not necessarily a sustainable strategy. It might work once or twice in a game, but it's not a recipe for success throughout the course of an entire game to win.
That wraps things up for game 1. Still plenty of NHL Kids U18 action and playoffs for the rest of the day. On behalf of Jared Lackman-Minkoff, I'm Connor Tomolty saying thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.